morning. It's been a week. I missed week 3, not because I didn't want to post a video or do a video, but I had a lot going on. I'm doing the 75 Hard program. I used to call it a challenge. I was listening to Andy's podcast, Real as Fuck. I love that, or whatever. I was listening to the podcast, Real as AF. You can find it. I use Apple to listen to it. You can find it on Spotify. Pretty much on any of your favorite platforms you listen to podcasts, you can find it. I highly, highly, highly recommend you listen to it, even if you're not doing this program, because it offers a lot of value. The guests he have on, they cover a wide array of topics, and it's very motivating. Not only that, but like the people that he has on and the things they speak about, like it kind of calls you out on your own BS. Like you can't make excuses because there it is. It's your choice. A lot of us get kind of stuck in our conditions and our situations, and we think that we're just kind of stuck. We're not. It's kind of your choice. So let's see. I'm Tuesday into week 4, and I have my numbers and my measurements. But before I get into my numbers, I always like to touch kind of on emotionally how I'm feeling during the challenge and like mentally where I'm at. I will say week 3 was really hard mentally. I didn't want to get up and do the workouts I did. I was tired and exhausted. I wanted to cry. There were some days like for no reason, I just wanted to cry. Now, there was a lot going on in week 3, so that might have been it. But I stuck with my training. I stuck with the program. Even if I didn't and did them, I still, found myself even some nights at 10 o'clock at night, and it was, man, I really wanted to go to sleep. I still made myself get up and go outside and do my workouts. So there's that. I got through that. My family, my husband is super supportive, so that always is a huge help. And it makes me feel like I've got someone in my corner. Some people don't understand what I'm doing. They're seeing the changes now, though. Into week 4, I seen my dad on the job site. I went to work with my mom. She does construction. They're finishing up a house they're doing for a client. So a lot of times, like I used to do that full time. This last year with COVID, being home with the kids was kind of took me out of the work field, which I think is really what I needed mentally. So anyway, I was at the job site and no one had really seen me in about 4 weeks. And my dad right away noticed a huge difference. I don't see the difference because I see me every day. I don't always acknowledge that my clothes are fitting better or I have more energy to put into what I'm doing. But my dad noticed, and that was great for me to have someone else. My husband always says I look great and beautiful, and I love him for it. But it was nice to have my family see my progress also, because that's always good, right? Whether we want to admit it or not, being validated by someone we look up to is a huge, kind of breathes life back into what we're doing. So that was kind of my emotional and mental stance on the last week. I have my results from like when I started to now. So overall, I've lost 12.7 pounds. I've lost 1.5 inches off my neck. Didn't know my neck needed to lose, but I'm glad it is. 6 inches off my chest, 6 inches off my belly, and that's measuring like at my belly button. 6 inches off my hips, 2 inches off my butt, 3.5 inches off each thigh. My calves are pretty much staying the same. I do a lot of jumping jacks. I do a lot of things to keep my heart rate up. So my calves are just, they are what they are. Anyway, but I've lost 1/2 inch off each arm. So I may have only lost 12 pounds in 4 weeks. I still think that's a great accomplishment. I believe that my family does too. But the inches off my waist alone, everyone knows that your belly contributes to kind of like your heart health. So to lose 6 inches, in about 4 weeks, that's a huge, huge thing for me. I know that like my sports bras and my clothes are fitting better. I visually still see all the areas I want to improve. So I'm not really as appreciative, I think, of the loss that I should be, but I still have a long way to go. I think I'm on day technically 29 today. So I don't know, I'm about a month in and I still have a long way to go. I'm totally excited by it. This week, I will say I feel renewed. I don't know if it was, my dad acknowledging my progress or just kind of one of those, last week was shit and this week can either be shit or it can be amazing. A lot of it's how I'm gonna deal with it mentally. When I found out the news about my family member, I took a day and I wallowed in it. I still did my workouts, I still did all that, but my brain was like in a fog, and it still, I think, is like I'm very much that member. The way my mom raised me was like, when it came to funerals or someone being sick, like we were the caretakers. Didn't matter if it was my grandmother, my great grandmother, other family members, friends of family. Like if they were sick, we cooked for the family. We did what was needed. We went out and cleaned their house for them. We helped them make funeral arrangements. We planned the after gathering. I don't know what people call that, but some people get together and just hang out after the funeral and eat, and we always handled all of that. Like she always told me, like, you have time to cry later. Right now, we got to handle this. We got to take care of people. When all this is over, then me and you can sit down and cry. And so that's what I do. So that's how the approach I'm kind of taking this is like, okay, I need to continue my journey, and in doing so, I can serve those that need help right now. And then at the end of all this, good, bad, or otherwise, I'll cry then. Now, I've cried, don't get me wrong, like I'm not saying like I'm Billy Badass over here, not feeling I am. I'm just saying, like, through this experience and with this program, like I'm learning, okay, I can still be sad. That doesn't mean I don't have to follow through. That doesn't mean I get to throw my discipline out the window. So again, people looking into this program thinking that it is just for weight loss, like it's not. Like the physical part is like the easiest part, honestly. It's the mental. It's that 2 minutes of lacing up your tennis shoes because you really don't want to go for a run because it's 6 o'clock in the morning and already 95% humidity and 80 something, 90 something degrees. Doesn't matter. That mental prep of lacing your shoes and like getting your ass out there, like that's what it's training you for, is to overcome your give up thing, your inner bitch voice is what Andy calls it. And that's amazing because I've let my inner bitch voice tear me down for so long. I didn't even know how to pull myself out. And so my history with that is, I used to be, like when I was in high school, I was a very strong person. I feel like my mom raised me to be very tough. She was a female contractor in an area where it was still very much, and still is, a good old boys network. So, and she always raised me like, you're in a man's world. It is what it is. You can bitch about it or you can do something with it. And so when I was younger, very much I didn't give a shit about things. Like I had what I wanted. I wanted to go in the military. I wanted to accomplish my goals, and that's what I set my mind on. Prom didn't matter, high school shit didn't matter. None of that mattered as much as staying focused. I still did stupid shit. Like I still partied. I was still a kid. I still worked my ass off, but I worked 60 hours a week. I worked 2 jobs, and I was preparing for the military. So like my junior and senior year, a lot of time I was spent while other kids were sleeping in or doing whatever, in high school shit, which I'm not downing. Like, I think that's awesome. Everyone should live that experience. But like, I was out doing 3-mile marches and runs. Fast forward, got out of the military, I ended up getting a divorce, ended up with my kids' father, and it was just very not good. Like, we were just toxic to each other. And I lost who I was. Like, I let someone else tell me who I was. I forgot my strength, and I lost that along the way. And so it's been a long progress moving forward. My son's, gosh, he's 13 now. So my oldest daughter, she is 17. So it's kind of like, let's see, I got basically been with Kirsten because she was my kids' dad's daughter from a previous, she's my daughter no matter what. But anyway, she was my ex's bio daughter, and I've been with her since she was 3. So I'm thinking like, okay, that's a long time to have lost myself along the way. I've been with my husband now 5 years, married 3. I've been recovering for 6 years from my bullshit. And the last year, I think, is the most growth, since January, really. I've kind of trying to find myself, and not just trying, but actually investing in myself with my knowledge, with, my health, getting myself back on track. This program just aligns with what I wanted already, and it holds me accountable. So if you're like me and it's like, man, I want to do this and do this, but you really don't know where to start, just fucking start. Like, I'm not saying you have to buy his book. I would highly recommend it because the rules are already out there. The 5 things you got to do every day are already out there online. You can find it anywhere. You can even go to his website, and he'll tell you, here's what the program is basically about. The book just kind of gives you that drive, or kind of lays it out, and some background to him and like why this is so important. I don't know if I could have accomplished the growth I've accomplished in 29 days. I don't think I could have done that without the guidance from this program. Where I'm at. So sorry about last week not posting a video. I know that I promised you guys I would. There was some real life stuff that happened, and that's what it is. Right now I'm reading, because you're supposed to read. Let me grab my book. Right now I'm reading this book. It's pretty awesome, though that come in my passion and growth subscription. So honestly, I've been promoting that too, kind of just letting you guys know about that. It's a women's box. It's awesome. Women empowering women deal. They closed their free their join anytime, so now you have to go on a wait list to get included into the membership, which is fine. So hopefully you guys followed that link before and got in. If you didn't, now you have to be on a wait list. That's on you. And let's see, I talked about the podcast. Oh, my workouts, because some people were asking me that on my other social medias. I do the Dana Lynn Bailey daily workouts. It's $7 a month, and she writes my workouts for me every day. I don't have to question it. I question her sanity on Delt Day, just because she kills it. And obviously her program works for me, because 6 inches lost in the last 4 to 6 weeks. That's amazing. Like, I don't know about you, but like, I feel a lot better. So I'm going to continue doing that. I actually follow Steffi Cohen on YouTube and some other people. I'm looking into her hybrid training programs that she has, just because she's another, female athlete that I've admired for a long time. And I was listening to Andy's podcast today, and he had a guest on, and I don't remember the name, and I apologize, but they were basically saying, like, everyone bogs themselves down with, what did he call the whiteboard syndrome? Like, you trying to figure out why and how, and trying to figure out which program to follow and diet and this. Like, just fucking do it. Like, stop overanalyzing it and just do it. It's complicated, but it doesn't have to be. Like, pick a program, pick a workout. Sometimes my outside workout isn't written by anyone. It's by me, and it's, like 50 jumping jacks and 35 lunges, and it's calisthenic basic shit that I seen off a Instagram meme. And that's sometimes when I have no clue what to do or I'm just tired, because that was what I started with. Like, I do it. And it's great. And obviously that's helping too. So it is what it is. I would like to be a better runner, but what I've learned also, because like my shins are killing me and my ankles were killing me, I really don't like running. I want to like to run. I would love to be that person that you see running like 15 miles a day, and you know, I really just don't like running. So I've added in more things, like I still do my jog in the morning, just get kind of my heart rate up, and be more than that, kind of have some nature time. So I do that, and then I just added in some jump rope. So, and I can't jump rope very long at a time. Another lady I follow, actually, we were in a business together. I opted out of that business. She's doing some other stuff. I'll put one of her links down, but she does, you may have seen her like on the news and different things. She's in New York and she jump ropes. She's amazing. Let me see if I can pull her stuff up. Excuse me. Bernadette. And she's fantastic and she's great to watch. But jump rope's her thing. And she's older. Her mom, love her. Bernadette, yeah, Henry. I always forget everyone's last name. Anyway, Jump to Burn, that's her program. Let's see, Jump to Burn is happening on Sunday, August 1st at Ripley Greer Studios. So her website is makeitfunny.com. She's amazing. And if you don't follow her, you totally should. She's a great positive influence. You know, like I try and find people that are going to have a positive influence. I don't have a lot of friends here. Everyone I know works. I don't get around a bunch of people. My social anxiety is off the charts. Me and my husband both have PTSD and some other stuff. So getting out and being social is not very easy for me, or hasn't been. So I find people online to follow and befriend, because they say the 5 people that you hang around with, your closest friends, like that's how you're going to grow. I don't have a lot of positive influence here. There, being in Southern Illinois, a lot of people are stuck in some older mindsets and are very negative mentally, and it's draining. You know, so if you don't have positive people around you to lift you up, call you out on your bullshit, help you grow, challenge you, cherish you, and cheerlead for you, which I learned about in this book, then you need to go out and find some. And mine are, you know, I love Dana Lynn Bailey. I love Andy's podcast. I'm finding more people he brings on I like to follow. Bernadette Henry, she's another one. Steffi Cohen. These are people that I personally aspire to grow like they are. So that's how I'm building my network. So whether you know it or not, y'all are my besties. Enjoy that. But no, I think that rings really true. I think the podcast today aligned with what I was reading, and it really resonated with me. Like, you know, just, it doesn't need to be complicated. 1, you are who you surround yourself with. 2, and if you want to be better, then be better. You're not in competition with me. You're not in competition with that lady down the street, or the girl from high school, or the dude from, you know, that sells 1 billion cars. You're in competition with the person you are right now. So that's as simple as it needs to be as far as that. And your motivation should want to be the most authentic, best version of yourself. And that's different for everybody. This program's helping me attain that in more ways than just physical. Because I think the physical part like scares people. Oh, you can't do that. Shut the fuck up. Yes, you can. Like, you can do whatever you put your mind to. And, you know, one of my favorite things I always told my kids growing up is whether you think you can or think you can't, you are right. And, you know, that applies. That applies to us as adults. So you can either sit there and bitch and, oh, well, I don't have this, I'm not this. They got that handed to them, and you could be bitter or you could be better. So choose your path accordingly. And if you're out there and you're one of those negative people, cool. That's your choice. Try not to bring everyone else around you down. Like, especially if you're a parent and you see your kid trying to improve, don't sabotage their success. Don't try that. If you see like your cousin or your friend or, you know, a stranger even doing better, don't bitch about them. Don't throw that negative out there, because all that's doing is coming back to you. The only person, and no one wants to listen to someone who's constantly negative or complaining. You know, I went through that season of self-doubt, and so therefore everyone around me sucked. Like, I isolated myself. I lost a lot of really good friends and potential business partners because I was Debbie Downer for, you know, a time. Don't be that person. Always try and be, you know, a cheerleader or a champion for somebody. And if you can't cheer them on, then don't say anything, because all that is poison you're feeding yourself. You know, those words you speak, they come out, and it could be nourishing or it could be poison. So now that I've given you a lot of one-liners, I feel like just keep moving forward. Try and be better every day. Do something that scares you, you know, whether that's business or personal or just getting the fuck up. And like I said, I don't care if you are 400 pounds sitting on your couch. Do arm raises. You know, do little things until you can get up off that couch. You know, take a walk. If you can't run, walk. If you can't do jumping jacks, then do side steps. You know, there are so many variations of things you can do to get your body moving. And once you get your body moving, everything else will start to fall into place. Your mind will, you know, become sharper. Your emotions, you're going to go through emotional roller coasters. You should. With growth and transitions in your life, like, there are changing seasons. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. Who are you going to be in those moments? Are you going to be the person that lets life kick your ass? Or are you going to be the person that continues every day doing what you promised yourself you're going to do? Because I'm not going to see your results. You know what I mean? Like, you could share them with me. That'd be awesome. I'll be your cheerleader. But, like, I'm not going to be there every day watching to see if you do this or you fall off your diet. I'm not going to be there every day to know if you did 2 workouts. You're going to be there. And you can either be honorable and be honest and improve yourself, or you could do nothing, or you could lie about it. So that's kind of my whim. I have a few different business projects I'm working on now too, so I may not even edit it. It may just be 23 minutes of unedited for you. So good, better, otherwise it is what it is. And you should definitely try something new, otherwise you're gonna die doing nothing. So there's my advice for the day. That's the end week 3, midweek 4 update. And so I will probably be back next week. I'd hope to have the video posted by Wednesday, just because there's a lot going on. So it is what it is, guys. I'll be back Wednesday next week with next week's update. All right, have a good one, guys.